Good evening to my American friends, and good morning, very early morning, mind you, to any European friends that have decided to join the stream. So, we have a doozy whenever it comes to a set of games, and I actually just received the last set that I needed to complete this. There are 5 sets of games this evening. And one of them is currently being added into the replay folder because they just finished it up. So I will be taking one last moment to put this into the replays folder for Tooth and Tail, and then we'll join right back in and start the show. There we go, and that's the last of the replays added in. Everything is finally good to go. Just kind of as a quick refresher on stream, we have Delthius versus Epicosity with a weight of 1024, QQ versus Kerpa with a weight of 1120, ThisGuy versus QQ with a weight of 1376, Horus versus Wyld with a weight of 272, and Jet Erickson versus Premium Bow with a weight of 1312. We are just going to go these games by the list that Gent has conveniently posted for everyone to see out in the universe. Let's see here. There we go. Anyways, we're going to go down the list here, starting off with none other than our dear friends here. Mode. There we go. Wonderful. We have Delthius versus Epicosity in this rather unusual change of events. We have something very rare where Delthius sends me the replays. Hey, that's a fun little change of pace. I don't know, I find it funny anyways. That was a voice crack. But yes, there are a lot of good hatches here, Mocha. And it's gonna be a long stream. Everyone, sit in tight, buckle up, grab your snacks. I have mine, and I'm probably gonna be eating them in the middle of the stream. Let us have some fun with Delthius versus Epicosity, Game 1. Oh, we have up at the top, Delthius, and in the bottom, Epicosity. In a rare instance, I am also using mouse and keyboard, because things are apparently a little bit easier that way. Interact, there we go. Because I failed to set this up earlier, Pro snack streaming, yes. I do apologize, by the way, for this. So far, it looks like you're starting off fairly normally with what looks to be 8 farm standard setup. Control is BIS for spectating. No, 1024. That's what I said. Ha ha ha. That's like pigeons gonna ban. Anyways, yeah, some early setups here from both sides. Delthius going in with squirrels, and Epicosity investing into lizards. Delthius going for 2 Warren into an expand. Shouldn't be too difficult to do this early in the game. It could very well bite him later, but overall we'll just have to see how that all ends up playing for him. There we go. There we go. And Epicosity going with his 3 lizard expand. Looks like he was thinking about having his lizards attack. Just goes ahead, stays on the defensive. Whoa, Del actually got to play the game. I'm rooting for Del. Actually, in the comments, what are you guys? Who are you guys rooting for in this? Yes, once again, beautiful UI from Dizon. You have decent number of stored food there, and Epicosity, ooh, I love it. I love it. But Delthius, in the meantime, just going to go a little bit of a safer option, just double tier 2. Relatively safer, I guess. An extra squirrel warren. Apparently that one had been built for a little bit, and I hadn't even been paying attention. Just got some hidden lizards over here on the side. Just, he was poking at the base to see if there was any viable attack options. He decided there wasn't. Epicosity, though, the 2 farm advantage. Now 1 farm as this one comes under construction. I'm kind of curious as to how well this badger will work out for him. Gentlemen, I'm rooting for no one. Ooh, Delthius chasing around these lizards here. Solarian is just keeping his opponent backed away. Oh, and that one lizard just gets picked off from the rallies. And Epicosity just gonna fall back, waiting for his badger to build up. And, ooh, his army splits off in this little intersection here. And he's not really going to be able to contest this too easily. Delthius' army starts moving in, and they're going to just destroy this expansion. Epicosity trying to come in with a bunch of emergency moles. These camps definitely going to wreck everything now. However, here comes the badger rushing in. And, ooh, this badger getting in a lot of good damage. That could be just enough. And that badger lives with 19 HP. Epicosity going to try his best to push this advantage, destroy this side expansion that's giving his opponent vision. And there it goes. And, oh, he's just going to keep on pushing in. I think he'll actually come out pretty well on this. Delthius trying to respond quickly by building snakes hidden off somewhere. Looks like they're behind the mill. And this expansion going to go down as well. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, tail for tail. The badger continues to live, 18 HP. Epicosity going to go ahead, take back his expansion, having stored up a bunch of food during the fight. He's going to build a couple of emergency lizard warrens. And I figured he was going to take that expansion over to the side there, but it looks like he decided against it. His opponent does have snakes now, which will spell doom for the badger. Should she get focus fired anyways. But the badger, just for now, going to recover. doesn't have the blessing of water healing on this side of the map, so, well, I say that. There was just this tiny amount. But for now, just base healing will do the trick. That being said, it might not do the trick for long. Depending on what this Delthius here decides to do. Looks like just expand for now. Got a decent little squirrel ball formed up here. With the banning of skunks in Gentown, squirrel balls have become a little bit more dangerous. Good all-around units that have anti-air capabilities. Really, the only thing that makes them troublesome to deal with is the fact that they take up a good amount of ground space that could be used for other units. Delthius, though, he looks like he's wanting to move in. He's going to take out these building farms here. And this farm that's already been built. And Epicosity just going to come in with his lizards, which get shredded immediately. I just realized that he has only lizards. And he is going to go back to the kitchens with 1 win for Delthius. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He sold the badger, yeah. That was arguably questionable choice, in my opinion. Because after that, his army value just tanked and he could not defend, especially with the cans. It looks like he wanted to maybe go for a lizard base race. I'm not sure, but we're going to continue on here. We have in the bottom Delthius, and in the left side Epicosity. This is very short rush distance. Pretty much a good deal of this map being very unusable. But we shall see what happens in terms of just tooth and tail shenanigans. This tournament, very lovely. Once again, thank you, Gent, for arranging this, for making this all happen. This is very cool. We have, so far, looks to be standard openings from both sides. Or 8 farm. Let's see here, map-wise. I mean, I feel like this is going to be a tightly knit game. This expansion here could be a problem for Delthius with the high ground that's right next to it. And a cliff high ground at that. Whereas Epicosity has one that's slightly further away, but at least it's still on high ground and defendable. That being said, ooh, I just realized that Epicosity sold one of his farms to go double Lizard Warren. I think he's going to see that his opponent has... Well, has he? I'm not sure, I forget the buttons for PC spectating. Let's see if this works. There it goes. Ah, that feels so much better. And it looks like, ooh, Epicosity really wanting to push in on this. Try and take advantage. Delthius responding with actually some lizards here. Getting ready for this inevitable onslaught. And here comes his forces. Going to try and lead in with the moles. Epicosity's commander taking a little damage. That's 1 Warren down. However, that is still Epicosity's army destroyed for the time being. And Delthius just going to rebuild, recover a little bit. Overall, I say kind of a draw. Epicosity definitely lost a lot more units there. As you can see here in the army value, Epicosity just lost all of it, whereas income has been a little bit behind, really. So up until now, Epicosity has been behind in that regard. I mean, with lizards, arguably, yeah. And Delthius, ooh, taking command of this little choke between them here. Looks like he's going to be going for control and to siege. I personally am in love with it. being forced to build this turret on the low ground because it's occupied by gristmill farms. Got a number of moles here, number of squirrels. And we have just a number of MGs just waiting for his opponent to walk into. And go ahead and fall back. Going to invest in the squirrels. Epicosity looking like he's wanting to go for an around attack. Ooh, looks like we are going to lose one MG. 2 MGs go down there, and Epicosity's superior numbers are going to start hammering through. A ferret comes out, starts shooting away at the tier 1, and Delthius is forced to fall back, trying to rebuild his defenses up top into his main. Epicosity building up a mole warren near this high ground here. Let's keep reinforcements coming. And there goes that expansion. Epicosity retreating his forces back for a brief moment to recover. Now, Epicosity going to take this win, use it to expand once again into the choke, selling all of his moles, leaving him with a ton of food. His opponent sees a number of squirrels, and he's going to sell them into cams. And ooh, Delthius having placed down a sneaky badger over here and covered this very narrow gap that could have been used. Ooh, whoops. There we go. I believe he saw the fox. He knows that the fox is on the way. And he's going to respond by building all the lizards that he can muster. Those lizards definitely going to start coming out before the fox finishes building. And fries. Curly fries. You get Arby's. You're going over. Delthius burrowing back. Building up another squirrel. Kind of just building into this nice little squizzard. Personally my favorite. Like I said, yeah. I mean, I guess both sides are kind of running out of farms at this point. Epicosity's one farm being late is going to kind of help him out in the long run. And Epicosity, ooh, looking like he's getting ready to do another flanking attack. Kasha is out though, here to deal massive damage. She's going to start trying to retreat and dance with Kasha. Bunches of tier 1s going down. Lizards breaking through, meaning that they are able to keep up with the Kasha. Ooh, there goes one of the... Oh my gosh, this Kasha. How long can Delthius keep up this one Kasha? Gonna keep on poking away at the commander, poke away at that mole. Gonna keep on falling back. He's gonna fall back into a dead end though. And that Kasha is a dead Kasha, and Delthius is just going to surrender on that one, giving a point to Epicosity. And hang on. Hold up. You are not allowed to spam in my chat. Begone, bot! Alright then. Well, now that we fixed that issue, let's continue on into Game 3 of Delthius versus Epicosity. Right? Yeah. Game 3. Oh, wrong window. Wrong window. There. Anyways, in the right, we have Delthius, and on the left, we have Epicosity. Let's see here. I have not been mentioning the decks this entire time. Win some, you lose some. Anyways, Delthius deck, we have Squirrel, Mole, Falcon, Cam, Snake, and Fox. Epicosity, we have Squirrel, Lizard, Mole, Falcon, Cam, and Badger. Oh. As once again, looks like both sides are going to try and start out with the typical 8 farm. Overall, I don't really want to say that there's a clear advantage for either side. Both of them have hard to contest mill expansions that they could choose. That being said, Epicosity seems to have a couple more. One more, actually, and the campfire. Whereas Delthius' main expansions are to the sides and forward. Delthius starts building up his squirrels while Epicosity builds lizards once again. And I eat frogs. Listen, a war correspondent needs meat too, alright? Both sides taking their expansions at about the same time. Both of them the safe expansions. Close to each other, not really much that they can do about it. Epicosity, though, looks like he's wanting to roll in, but he decides against it. Well, 7 lizards versus 7 squirrels that are warren tanking. Looks like Epicosity is trying to lure them out of the safety of the pigs and the warrens. But Delthius is just not buying it. Both sides just massing tier 1, building up a farm, in the process staying pretty much the same with each other. The only minor differences being in things like build order. There we go. 11 wizards trying to run around the side here. He's again trying to lure out his opponent, but Delthius still not buying it. He is taking his incompetence and is even building camps to try and hard counter these lizards. And Epicosity going to respond by building 2 camps and selling off some of them. I think Delthius saw it. He did. He saw what's happening. As he is trying to just stay 1 farm ahead, Epicosity going up and building up some defensive moles here. To be fair, lizard push can be a bit annoying to deal with, because lizards are, naturally aggressive. So, in response, you're kind of forced to be on the defensive. And here comes the fight. I try to zoom in here as best I can, and it looks like Delthius here taking minimal losses, and he's just going to stay back. Ooh, can we get another Kasha? I doubt it though. I think we're about to find out. There it is. Another Kasha. Alright, going to go saturate his last nail. I bet he's going to climb his first one. And how did he get back there? Huh, that was weird. Oh, me. Oh, I apologize. Mario. I'll be sure to do that next time I'm crunch on something. Lizards coming in now. This time snagging a warren before they are running off. Looks like Delthius is now going to go ahead and claim this 3rd expansion. And Epicosity going to go ahead and claim this farm. Or, not farm, basically a farm, campfire. Moving along with this massive ball of lizards. Is Kasha not really being that safe anymore? At least not whenever it comes to the main fight. Yeah, 24 lizards and 4 camps. Epicosity going to sneak build some camps? I doubt he's going to go with Badger back there. He's going to be building up a bunch of squirrels. And here comes his opponent straight into his army. And start dashing his Kasha back. Unit's taking massive damage. Lizard goes down. A large number of units. Warren's exposed. And Kasha just claiming a number of victims. Mostly lizards. I think it's just been lizards actually. And Epicosity takes his loss and is back into the kitchens, putting Delthius at a 2-1. Once again, beautiful work. We now are moving on to Game 4. Ahem. Game 4. Ouch. Pull that back up. And we have, on the right, Delthius, and in the bottom left, Epicosity, in what is quite possibly the easiest defense that I have ever seen. This is beyond ridiculous. Literally the narrowest choke point. You know, one-way map with lizards. Yeah. See here, both sides having defensible positions. Delthius having 2 easy expands, whereas Epicosity is just limited to the 1, and this one is kind of defendable, but it's out there. This map really just having a straight path. I can't remember quite off the top of my head what it's called whenever it's just directly routing between their bases. A map against lizards again. Yeah, and with Epicosity, we know that he absolutely loves his lizards. And a lot of nice options here. Epicosity going 8 farm lizard, Delthius going 8 farm squirrel, and Epicosity actually doing a 1 warren expand. Greedy, but I suppose quite acceptable considering the argument. Delthius following soon behind though with his own expansion. We have... I don't expect this to get too terribly big armies. Epicosity having switched out his falcons for snakes behind you. And Delthius here, sticking with the deck that he had earlier. I think. Yeah. My memory is not exactly the best. See here, both sides going up to 11 farms. And once again, tagging with the lizards here. You can see just up on this how kind of just awkward this map is. If you had something like artillery, you could like try and sneak it around this back corner here. But like, neither side has artillery, so can't really take advantage of that too much. Delthius seeing what's going on again, builds cams in preparation for Epicosity's aggression with lizards. Epicosity diversifying his units a little bit more this time, building up more squirrels earlier, and going ahead and just filling out that farm, or base grits mill thing. Let's agree with lizards. Yeah, I think he's actually recognizing this time that lizards are probably not going to be the best of choice, so he is opting to build a ton of squirrels. Looks like the lizards are just going to be kind of a front line here. Delthius, having built up a number of squirrels himself, along with a couple of cams to just kind of help even out numbers. Epicosity going for more diverse tier 1s. And also going for this third expansion that's up here already. Delthius doesn't really get to see what's up here. Luckily for him, there's not a lot going on. There's nothing sneaky being placed up here as of yet. And Epicosity just building a ton of warrens. It looks like he's wanting to do something with the lizards again, keeping them close behind as he scouts out his opponent, seeing what they're up to, and dies in the process. Delthius going for a lot of tier 2 at this moment. This could come in to bite him in the future, but for now he is just going to expand again and go for this area of land. Probably grab this high ground here as well, or at least some of it. Keeping his opponent back a little bit. And Epicosity with a massive ball of tier 1. And he looks like he's selling a good deal of it just to build up even more cams, totaling up to 10. And Delthius, I think, sees some of it. Wrong. Oh, he sees all of it. Alright. He knows that a bunch of tier 2s are coming in. And it looks like, ooh, Delthius is going to take advantage of this by going into this one-way area. And his cams are in the back lines, trying to whack away at this expansion. It does work out. And Delthius managing to micro his squirrels in the back, or not squirrels, snakes in the back. And his army just starts cleaning up. And that is a major, major win for Delthius. As you can see here in the army graph, his opponent's graph just taking a larger dip. So again, Madman, yes, definitely agreed, especially when his opponent has gone just a massive haul of tier 1 like this. That being said, we just saw what Delthius' army did to that ball. And it wasn't even optimal placement either. And so the cams here, they had to go in from the backside of Delthius' army to try and attack him. Yeah. Ooh, Delthius, I think, preparing for a little bit of a timing push. Epicosity, in the meantime, forced to sell off a few of his cam warrens so that he can just continue amassing squirrel. We have 33 squirrels on the board coming in. Delthius not seeing this coming. His opponent's just going to start rolling in, and these cams just start dropping to the amount of squirrels here. And Kasha, though, taking care of the tier 2s. That is a large number of tier 2 down. At the same time, most of his army is down with it. He is now forced to fall back. Here, yeah, Fox here picking off a number of units. Every squirrel counts. And this mill goes down. Both sides now even on farms. Delthius is going to immediately rebuild it, as Epicosity's army is forced to fall back and retreat, trying to gather up more of his squirrel army. It's literally just squirrels, a few moles, and a couple of snakes now. Epicosity clearly desperate for getting this fox off the field, but he does not have the lizards to chase him down. Delthius went for Kasha first game 2, if I remember correctly, yes. Hey, if you got the tier 3, might as well make use of it. And here comes his army once again. The cams starting to shred through, but I think they're just going to poke their way in. Snakes go down. Kasha microed a little bit too hard in my opinion. And both sides left with near completely destroyed armies. Delthius' army coming back a little bit slower though, because he has a bit more of a tech investment. Whereas Epicosity is just limited down to 2 farms on this expansion. Delthius, his farms are about to go fallow as well though. But he does have this 3rd one here, which is very fresh still. And Epicosity now being backed hard into a corner as he desperately tries to switch out a good deal of his army for lizards. And now he is starving. Looks like Delthius here going to finally check around this back corner. He's going to find that there is absolutely nothing. He's pretty sure this his opponent is trying to expand, trying to get out of this literal corner that he's backed into. He's got a number of tier 1s invested in. Delthius just staying back. He's gonna let his opponent just steadily fall apart. As he picks off more of his army, he's going to see that the expansion has been taken. Ooh, the lizard's coming in now. They're going to chase down this fox at 13 HP. He is just trying desperately to get rid of it. And that mill is destroyed once again. And Epicosity's army is going to get pinched between these couple of camps and all these squirrels. And that's GG. That is just GG's right there. Delthius winning 3-1 against Epicosity, eating away at some of his food from the Badger brothers. That was fun to watch. That was very fun to watch. I'm going to update a couple things here. Delthius versus Epicosity, 3-1 in attacker's favor. The first game he didn't get the fox. Oh well, either way, still amazing games. And now we have coming up QQ versus Kerpa. Or Kerpa versus QQ, I guess. See how this goes. And QQ as the common folk on this side, or the right side to be exact, and Kerpa on the top as Bellified. Unit-wise, QQ bringing in Squirrel, Toad, Cam, Snake, Fox, and Artillery. And I'm going to remember that a thing did not work because I was not in the right mode for it. Ha ha ha. There we go. And it should be fixed now. I just want some buffers on my end of the stream. Some realization that my additional stream input has not been on Wi-Fi. Concerning, ain't it? There we go. Anyways, we have both sides building up. Looks like I must have missed something because I'm guessing QQ. Ooh, QQ. Very interesting choice here, building straight into tier 2. It looks like Kerpa is going to take advantage of this with squirrels. QQ going to fall back. This pig is definitely going to go down though. And there it goes. Cam is on its way though. Very interesting choice. Kerpa going to invest into lizards. I am going to take a few more bites of food while this does it. In the meantime, I'm going to mute myself this time because I'm going to be nice about it. And the cams there easily get their value. Looks like Kerpa might be looking at trying again while he builds cams of his own. QQ, looking at building some toads to counter these aggressive lizards. Really just looking to counter lizards. Campfire goes down, destroying this flank. And here comes Kerpa's army coming in on the flank. Manages to pick off a farm from the looks of it, but it took very bad damage there. QQ going to QQ pushed in, not realizing that his opponent had cams, and as a result, the Longcoats feast. And that is one win for Kerpa. Just ignore the score, that was not changed the entire time there, would you? Nobody saw that. Nice. Onwards to Kerpa versus QQ, game 2. And do that. And on the right side we have QQ. And on the left we have Kerpa. Let's see here, map-wise. Map-wise, there's a lot of open area to deal with. Kerpa has this very safe expansion that's up here. No, mostly safe, I should say. 2 meows having a similar thing, but it's a little bit more tucked in, closer to his base. He also has this high ground expansion that he can go to. Actually, speaking of very safe expansions, we have this one here for Kerpa. Both sides building up 6 farm warrants. QQ looking like he's wanting to go in for that corner farm with just 1 lizard. I think the squirrel's going to come up just in time, though. I think, yeah, QQ sees it, he's just going to fall back. Keep his lizard safe. He did force a sell, though, which I think is a little bit more advantageous. Both sides now at the same farm types, farmings, but QQ having a slight eking ahead. Both sides looking to scout each other a little bit. And I do not think... Ooh, yeah. QQ once again moving in with a few more lizards. He's gonna try and get this corner farm while his opponent's away. He gets it. Ooh, is he gonna get greedy with it? He's going to be greedy with it. He's gonna get a 3rd one. He manages to get the 3rd one. Big value for QQ. Very big value. Exceptional, some would say. And QQ going to use this as an advantage to build just even more lizards to hopefully surpass his army's opponent, Kerpa's opponent's squirrels. There was a lot of words I was trying to say there, and it all came out as a jumbled mess. Practice makes perfect, they say. And who boy am I going to get a lot of practice with this tournament. And looks like QQ looking to move up against, once again, having a large number of lizards this time. 3 times his opponent's size. His opponents have a few lizards of his own. And he's attacking into a defended base. That's 1 pig. His commander almost dying in the process, by the way. And there he goes. 3 more farms, actually. This is... I want to say pretty much critical damage. And if his opponent attacks now, that's going to be very much a GG. And it looks like that's exactly what QQ's going to do. And, you know, I think. I don't know if QQ was actually going to attack there. I think he was going to try and take a quick look and then attack, but either way, victory for QQ. And let's move on to, let's see here, game 3, is it? Yeah, game 3. I'm going to get better about turning the scoreboard on and off. No. Didn't do it soon enough. Did load quick though. Now I wonder if this is going to be a quick game. That being said, I don't really know if it is. I'm already looking at this map and I see a couple of cabins in the way. I don't think they'll affect this route. If QQ decides to hug the or Kerpa for that matter, they both have lizards. If they both hug the southern end of the map here, they might be fine. But it's difficult to say for certainty. Let's see here. You have a good deal of this northern end of the map. It's kind of useless. Kerpa looking like he's going to probably have a little bit of difficulty expanding. He has to I just worry about this, and I think I just realized that both sides went lizard warrens building at the exact same time. That's hilarious. And a 6-farm lizard warren, easily looking to rush each other, but then they found out that they could not rush each other. Meanwhile, though, 2 meows, QQ investing in a couple more lizards, having 4 of them now against his opponent's 3, and looking like he's wanting to attack. I think. Ooh, forces the sell though. You know, didn't get any damage and loses a couple lizards in the process. And it looks like the cabins are not going to be of an issue until units start trying to stream in from the north, like this. Oh wait, cabin's on low ground. Ha. Well, it's on mid ground, actually. This is a case right here, double high ground. Always fun to play with. And it looks like, ooh, we got a few lizards and some toads coming in. Or not. And it looks like he's actually going to spend that food to expand. QQ, just gathering up his army. And Kerpa, in the meantime, building a ton of squirrels. And several lizards in the process. And as a scout, accepted but denied. That's a burrow denied, that's for certain. Yeah, more lizards coming in. Really, this is looking to be a massive tier 1 game, and as I say that, I realize that Kerpa has built cams. Kerpa, in the meantime, going to go ahead, take down that campfire, claim it as his own. I wonder if QQ is going to do the same thing. Or if he's just going to stand there menacingly, waiting to activate as his opponent nears. It's like whenever you walk into a room with AI in it, but the AI only activate whenever you're in the room. So they just stop moving whenever you walk outside of it. Meantime though, QQ noticing his opponent's army has a fair number of lizards, and I think he gets the feeling that there are cams on the way. I do kind of wonder if he's actually seen the tier 2. He has not. That being said, it looks like QQ wanting to engage. His opponent has a higher tech though. He has toads, which counters the set tech. And there was just a series of explosions. And ooh, that toad actually managed to get some value by finishing off that cam. Ooh, another explosions. These explosions costly but effective at dismantling tier 1 balls, even without skunks. And there goes another one. And a longcoats will feast as Kerpa goes up 2-1 against QQ. Is Chan just dead? I think Chan's just dead. What's going on? I was wondering why I got pinged on Discord. Turns out Master let Gent know that he is allowed to notify Americans to watch. That's why I was pinged. Moving on though, we are going to keep this game going with Game 4 of Kerpa versus QQ. I didn't get it this time. Yeah. We have in the far left QQ and on the far right Kerpa. This map having a considerably long rush distance as both opponents are in opposite corners. Thanks, Master, for the ping. But I have streamer mode on, so I don't hear the pings. Which is good, because a couple of my Discord chats are going off. And, ooh, 5 farms Squirrel Warren? Both sides? Oh, okay. Looks like QQ did it in response to Kerpa's. I was about to say, am I going to check Discord and see that I've been pinged like 5 times over the span of a minute? Oh, sorry, my throat's a little bit scratched up there. We have, other than that little 5 farm Warren fiasco, both sides going to go ahead and advance up to 8 farms, or a 7 farm Grits Mill, and then the 8th farm. Don't think I've seen that one before. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out. Sweet tea. Literally, I'm pretty sure half my blood is sweet tea. And meantime, QQ going to go ahead and scout. Doesn't really get anything, but he does stay alive with 1 HP. And, ooh, Kerpa going with this expansion here. And it's way off to the side. And I guess kind of threatens QQ's main base. And actually going to go with this other expansion, which he decides to go ahead and not do. Sells it off, builds up a few more squirrels, sells one so that way the cams can start building up. Going to go to this other base here, which is, I guess, in a way, a secret base. 2 meows in the meantime, going for a bit more of a defensive playstyle. Going to just invest heavily in defensive stations. I suspect that he's wanting to get a cheeky Kasha out. Kerpa checking around to see if there is anything other than tier 1 and defenses. At this nice little wall of barbed wire controlling the checkpoint. I'd personally like to see him expand over here before continuing on the expanding. This defensive wall though. And, you know, looks like T-Mail saw the, QQ saw the, defensive units. Not defensive, but just units in general his opponent has. And here comes the Fox. Personally, would have liked to see it built on this high ground that's up here. But I chose a knife instead of swords. Probably because, I don't know, knife's more threatening. it has more of the effect of stab. And QQ is starting to mess up a little bit of lizards now. And goes ahead and farms up, trying to keep ahead of his opponent's eco. Well, Kerpa just going to place some cams up here, providing a bit of extra vision. Meantime, going to almost die. Going to wait until his health regens. You know, that's just some vision. Kasha is on the way though. About another 20 seconds or so. And Kerpa is going to see it, but he's got a boar on the way at just about the same speed. I was wondering if he's going to double down on the boar, but he's just going to build a ton of blizzards to respond to the Kasha. And here is the boar, and here is the Kasha. Both sides building their respective units as even more barbed wire comes up. That is what some would say, a crap ton of barbed wire. And it's effective since there is only one opposing choke point that his opponent can really go through. And yeah, more barbed wire. Ooh, I like these sneaky cams. Scroll goes down. Cam swings at Kasha. I think he missed. Ooh, he's gonna start picking off these pigs here that are off to the side. 3. But the Kerpa's army is on the way. Here comes all the lizards. He's going to get stuck in the barbed wire though. And he said, QQ has enough food to build up another Kasha. That's a matter of what this boar can do. This cam's going to start working away at all this barbed wire. One's going to go down. That's most of the barbed wire gone on that end though. And it is just enough to squeeze through and grab this mill with his lizards. And the reinforcements go in, kind of killing themselves on the barbed wire almost. And QQ hoarding a ton of food. He's just going to keep his opponent back with the strategy of 5 billion barbed wire. Checkers always works. Ooh. Board chipped away a little bit. As of right now though, it looks like QQ is just trying to keep his opponent back. Which, speaking of his opponent, he is now starving. Doesn't have enough food, he's gonna have to sell one of his warrens. I'll have to sell a squirrel, probably the best choice out of them. And 620 food is in barbed wire right now. Ooh, looks like Kerpa looking to keep this, or not Kerpa, QQ looking to keep the side expansion up. And this mill is definitely going to go down, along with Kasha's warren. With the fact that he cannot reproduce any of his food right now. Ooh, Cam, I think, oh no, that is a dead Cam. That is in fact a dead Cam. And here comes even more barbed wire. Sadly, he cannot build anymore as he builds a second Kasha. Kerpa selling a ton of his units though, selling all of his squirrels off, trying desperately to get his army back, as he is once again backed into a corner. Boar is still alive though. And said QQ going to go in with this one fox and start poking away at this boar. 2, 3. No, all these lizards are gonna come in though. I think she's gonna just start the barbed wire again. And there she goes. That being said, the rest of his army is going to come in from the side here. Ooh, this is dangerous now. His unit's going to work away as opponent's forces. Ooh, boar about to go off though. Here comes the boar bomb any second. There it goes. Forces decimated. Cam's going to start working away at everything. As Toomeyhouse is forced to sell all of this wire. And Here comes a few more lizards trying to poke away. Kites them out just in time to fight against this cam, though. And there he goes. He is out of starving. Barely. Both sides pretty much surviving just on a needle and thread. And it looks like QQ going to try again. Got Kasha out. And bring her in just a little bit closer. Picks off another lizard. Picks off another. And get a third one. That's 3. 4. Cam a little bit ahead now. Trying to keep Kasha away. See if he can bait the Kasha into firing. Tumiao's going to continue selling all of this barbed wire that he has effectively stored in food. Ooh. Another lizard. Another lizard. No, commander this time. Lizard. And continue chasing his opponent. Almost right into the cams, mind you. Ooh, Cam's on the Kasha though. Cam's on the Kasha. Ooh. Cams are dead. Once again though, Tumiao's trying to desperately put himself out of starving. Queues up a farm. He's gonna have to continue on selling barbed wire. Kerpa's army being forced to very slowly regenerate. And he's going to put his opponent in starving. And Kerpa now forced to sell off another lizard warren as QQ knocks himself out of starving. Going to go again. And see that his opponent barely has anything. Kasha at 7 health. But Kerpa running out of reinforcements because he has no way of rebuilding them. Couple of lizards up, but they're not going to be enough. 1. Kerpa trying to desperately sell everything off. Trying to get this second mill up and running before his opponent can destroy it. But Kerpa, he is dangerously low on HP. He takes himself out of starving, but it's not going to matter. Kerpa has 0 army, and they just work away. QQ making this now a 2-2 with a very intense match. Very, very intense. Going down to just the last couple of farms for both of them there at the very end. We are moving on to game 5. Let's do this. And here we go. We have on the top Tumiao's aka QQ, and left center bottom area we have Kerpa. Both sides kind of changing up their strategies here. Kerpa keeping the lizards, and QQ opting for ferrets. Or QQ. Wait, did I say that backwards? I think I said that backwards. I'll let chat see if whether or not I said that backwards, because if I did, that's mildly embarrassing. Either way, both sides looking like they're just gonna go up 8 farm standard. We have, see here, looks like a couple of expansion options here for Kerpa. He also has this campfire that can't barely be contested. Got a couple of mills here. QQ kind of in a disadvantageous starting area on low ground, and water limits his build space considerably. And Kerpa looking like he's looking for more lizards. Both sides looking for lizards, actually. But I think both are just going to kind of stay back, respect each other, As both sides start amassing units. Kerpa trying to see if there was anything cheeky going on in the back. Either side bringing in moles, by the way, which is a very nice change of pace. Moles have been, as usual, a major target in terms of buffs and nerfs, specifically nerfs. Kerpa going to go ahead and take care of this cabin. Grab it. Extra food source. And QQ going for the double expand. And you can see that his opponent does have tier 2 though. You can tell it is cams. I think his opponent is kind of expecting that. So, QQ going to go ahead, build up a balloon tower, a little bit of barbed wire, as well as farm up by one. I think he noticed that the cabin got destroyed earlier. He starts building up this barbed wire, preventing any future rushes. And, you know, once again, both sides kind of respecting each other. That being said, though, QQ going to go in for the flanking attack against this Warren. Well, starts poking at the pig, but decides against it, trying to retreat his army into the barbed wire and the sniper tower balloon. Kerpa now kind of forced to fall back. His opponent's going to start working away. The balloon goes off. His opponent's just going to rush in. And the balloon goes down. And it looks like the number of lizards here are just excessive enough. That being said, QQ does lose a Warren that he tried to build up while everything was happening. Going to rebuild the tower, build up some more barbed wire. Kind of limiting himself here in my opinion. And here comes another push. Manages to just barely get that barbed wire. And he gets a nice massive opening. Sniper balloon up again. Kerpa's forced to retreat his army. And he is just going to continue building all this barbed wire here. Have his opponent trying to push in through it. Game goes down. And these lizards start pushing through. And they start getting stuck in the barbed wire. And it looks like QQ is just going to call that a nice day. Rebuild his defenses. Now, the nice thing is though is that by doing this, he does secure a large portion of the map. And he's going to farm up on the sneaky base. And it looks like he came in from the north side as he checks to see if that campfire is in use, and it is. Amount of lizards coming through, and he is currently building falcons and switching them out for switching out from cam to falcon in actuality. And all the farms start going fallow as we pass the 5-minute mark. Both sides looking not necessarily dicey, but more of trying to figure out the best time to attack. Looks like Kerpa decides that the time is now, destroying all this barbed wire that he placed. And he's going to rush all of his units in to destroy it. And oh no, both sides are looking to go in for a base race. I think this Falcon's going to... no. And there goes one. With QQ having a number of farms, this is going to be a very tried and true defeat against Kerpa. That puts QQ 3-2. Spectacular work, and that is a loss for... what was that? I already forgot team names. That's a loss for Kerpa, which is a loss for the Board Town Militia. Eating away at some of their reserves and supplies. I remember what I was doing now. very good games. Especially that fourth match, that was incredible to watch. Very impressive Kasha dancing. Impressive lizard play. So much barbed wire everywhere. Everyone likes barbed wire, right? And now, up next, we have this guy versus QQ. Right? Yeah. Next is this guy versus QQ. After this set of matches, we are going to take a break so I can finish eating my food and everyone just gets a breather from the stream. But, for now, this guy versus QQ. Game 1. Once I actually remember to reset the scoreboard this time. Yeah, 1376. This guy. This is QQ. As I take yet another guess at the colors. Let's see it. This guy versus QQ. Ah, they backwardsed it. How rude. I'm not entirely certain as to how to fix this optimally. I think it's just gonna have to stay like that. Huh. Unless Tizon has another scoreboard that he's hiding from me for just this purpose. Yes, now the boards are kind of flipped for the moment in terms of attack and defense. QQ's army is going to be on the left, whereas army of this guy is on the right. We got early game Toad. Hang on. Let me switch over to my controller for this. Early game Toad? No, it's a strat. I guess he was expecting a lizard rush, wasn't he? QQ trying to kite his army back. His opponent's army stuck in the water. What's he up to? He's not going to make that push. I'll admit, I was very curious as to what was supposed to happen right there. Premium? I don't know. I don't know what that was. I think it was an attempt at something. That is what I want to say. QQ going to go ahead and tap out, seeing that his strat must have been a misclick. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. See here, that was a this guy victory. I don't know, I would definitely like to hear QQ's side of it, if he is in the chat. Either way, we have this guy versus QQ, game 2. Armies are still flipped in terms of Dizon's scoreboard. I'm not sure how to fix them. Everything's kind of set in place. And in the meantime, looks like same army comps as earlier. We didn't even get talked about the map last time. Let's see here, we have in the right QQ, and on the left this guy. In terms of map shenanigans, we don't really have too many crazy things around and about. And it looks like both sides going with some 6 farm squirrels. Overall, nothing too terribly crazy, other than the fact that they're both squirrels. This guy, though, doubling down on the squirrels, as QQ just simply expands into his 7th and probably 8th farms. Or is he? No, he's probably waiting to actually build another warren in response to this guy's 2nd warren. So now we have an army of 4 squirrels heading peaceful way, and looks like an attempt at trying to do some mole shenanigans as well. I think that guy's last squirrel falls there before reinforcements arrive. QQ trying to get his back up as quick as he can before the inevitable squirrel mole push. Like I said, he might try and take advantage of this while his opponent is away. And it looks like his opponent managed to come back just in time to do this again. Only this time he has a few more moles as his backup. QQ kind of in a tight spot here as he tries to build up this farm here, but I don't think he'll be able to. The squirrels start barking away. They take one of the pigs. Moles come in. They are bursted down by the squirrels. The last of those moles falling to the squirrels' inevitable power. And it looks like QQ's going to go in for the push here, desperately trying to grab his opponent's army. Catch him off guard. You know, the best time to push after a failed mole push is then and there. His opponent's army is all floated in food and or constructing units. Managed to get a warren, I think. This guy still has yet to build his 8th pig. And QQ going to go in with the cam. That took me a second longer than I should have. Here, this guy going in for another push. He's looking for a timing push. Getting his army at the ready. And then QQ starts off the fight and quickly starts falling back. Falling back into his pig's protection. One pig goes down yet again, but the cams are out and they start shredding through all the moles. QQ goes ahead and takes that expansion as he begins his push, knowing that he has a major tech advantage right now with this cam. I'm gonna go ahead, finish off that mill, retreat his army as he gets his 2nd cam, prepares for defense as he builds up a couple of toads. This guy going back for this expansion on the low ground, a little bit disadvantageous, but if he tries to expand again on the high ground, he knows he'll just get shredded. I think the stream lagged behind there for a little bit. I love this game's music. Both sides now just sitting quietly, respecting each other a little bit. But I think QQ might be opting here for a push here in a moment. Having a decent number of tier 1 and knowing that his opponent has been forced back. And also, farms have started going fallow. QQ, here he comes. This guy is now starting to warren tank a little bit. His opponents start pushing forward. The toads, they come in, they start exploding on the units. They start grabbing away at the squirrels. But these moles, they are just too tanky, and they get into the QQ's back line, and he is forced to retreat. He is still steadily getting his army back. Toads, a couple of toads explode, but they don't deal quite enough damage. And this guy is going to go ahead and surrender. And a 1-1 to each side. Now let's just go straight into continuing on. On the left, we have QQ, and on the right, we have this guy. Let's see here. Map-wise, we have a little bit of a large map, both sides having a massive rush distance. We have a very apt ninja mill here on the high ground of this hidden back corner. Both sides have fairly decent expansions. To start off with the two meows, if his opponent was running a contained deck, that could spell disaster. That could have spelled disaster. Meantime, this guy running Squirrel, Mole, Falcon, Cam, Snake, and Wolf, and QQ running Squirrel, Toad, Cam, Snake, Kasha, and Artillery Cannon. Because everyone likes a good artillery cannon. Both sides, once again, kind of starting off with the early warrens here. Just popped my neck. I'm currently a bit of quiet on both fronts. Actually going to fast forward through a little bit of this, and as I do, a second set of Tier 1 is exchanged for Tier 2. Both sides are actually doing the same thing, as different Tier 2s are built. For QQ, it is Cams, and for this guy, it is the Snakes. And it looks like QQ doubles down. No, not necessarily doubles down, but further increases his Tier 2s by building in snakes of his own. Well, only having 3 squirrels, which he did sell to build those snakes. And he's currently building this second mill, trying to get a little bit ahead and have that defensive buffer. This guy goes ahead and does the same thing. And QQ sells the farm and starts building the farm, but then sells it almost immediately. Meantime though, QQ having sold his cams for snake, or not snake, but for a bunch of squirrels here, and loses the expansion. Both snakes jack each other, as each one tries to focus fire. One snake down. The other snake is going to go down though. Both sides losing their snakes. Each one only having one. Being said, the difference is that QQ is not rebuilding his, whereas this guy is. And both sides end up falling back into their bases. Alright, now QQ just holding a defensive position, looking to get this mill back. As this guy goes ahead and continues farming up this one. There's a little bit of a quiet lull moment. This guy in the meantime going to scout from down south, go around his opponent's forces, see what's going on in the back here. As both sides go ahead and say hi to each other. And ooh, going for a massive squirrel ball here, which is a choice to make, selling both snakes in exchange for just a massive amount of squirrels. Goes ahead and sells that farm, trying to keep his unit production up. That's hearing his opponent coming now. His opponent does see what's going on. Sees that there is a massive squirrel ball heading towards him. His opponent is currently more tanking now, keeping his units behind and grits mills and all of his warrens. And QQ, going for this sneaky backline here. It is spotted though, and he does react to it. Cam goes down as all the units start firing away. I like to see them get rid of that last snake. There we go. Oh, that's actually not the last snake. But QQ's push ultimately fails and falters as this tier 2 starts coming out. Chameleon's shredding through the tier 1. Now this guy's still Archimedes. You okay, Buster? You doing good? But no, what's happening is, because of 2 meows, aka QQ, sending in the replays, it has him on the left. So, yeah. Scoreboard is not meant for that Dizon has. I understand getting really confused about it. But, meantime, that was another win for this guy. Another one, and he will exhaust resources from the Kasha agency. But, let us move on to this guy versus QQ, Game 4. You know, things are a little bit backwards because the defender sent in the replay rather than the attacker. So, it is asked in the future that the attacker sends in the replay. And because I keep on missing this mental note as I check out the map, I'm going to watch to see who builds the Squirrel Warren first. Ooh, that was a bad hiccup. That's just kind of passing by each other. QQ going to go ahead and unqueue that farm, waiting for his opponent to fall back. You know, this is game 4, Mocha. It looks like both sides are just going to go for 8 farm now. Because one that they have been building it before 8 farm. Nice rainy map though. I like the rainy map. Ooh. Yes, QQ thought that there was going to be some moles coming in. So he goes ahead and builds some squirrels in defense and retaliation. And we'll put him slightly behind in terms of food gain for a brief moment, but it shouldn't really matter too much. We have a very quiet game at the moment. I say, as a tier 2 is built in front of the grits mill. And it looks like both sides are just kind of looking at each other. Each one scouting out. QQ going to go ahead and expand. Interesting choice considering that I'm pretty sure he's seen this tier 2. Well, if he hadn't before, he definitely has now. It looks like his response is going to be ferrets as his tier 2. Goes ahead and sides against the expansion. Keeps on building some squirrels to make a nice little squirrel ball. a squirrel, toxic ball? Stress ball? I don't know. One of them. There's a lot of me to say that this is the first time that I've noticed the shadows. It's actually kind of cool. Never noticed the shadows on the commanders before. Very nice little bit of detail. In the meantime, though, this guy thought about pushing into this mill, but QQ sells it. And Ops kind of just fall back. And he's coming in with a little bit of artillery now. This guy going to go ahead and respond by starts moving in his units towards it. One of the squirrels goes down in the process, though. Ooh, this game's kind of pushing up, though. Now, QQ with 2 ferrets at the moment. Not really too much of an issue. However, ferrets 3 and 4 are on their way. And 3 just caught here, says hello to the party. Hello, ferret number 3. And now, the fun part is whenever the ferrets start dancing in 3 or 4, because that's, well, whenever they start alternating their firing sequence like this, an artillery cannon threatens to come up but doesn't. Instead, QQ is going to opt for some toads and a little bit of squirrel. And queues up a farm in the process. Looks like this guy, looking at pushing in there for a brief moment, looks like he might try to go for a flank though. Moving his army ahead of him as he places down lots of his food and farms. QQ sees it coming now, and here comes the artillery, shredding away at what he has. And it looks like he's trying desperately for the flank here. And here comes all of the enemy's units, several of them getting shredded by the artillery barrage, as well as the squirrels and toads and the everything. And honestly, I just love ferrets. I just love it whenever ferrets get played. Because you can get really fun like this. And that ferret's starting to try and trip away. But now they're the ones getting shredded up a little bit as the cams approach them. One of the ferrets does go down. I think all in all it was mostly half decent trade there. Looks like this guy getting at the better end of it, as he did lose less units. They ended up being about the same. And the artillery barrage just coming around as they go in a nice rhythmic fashion, really. Very pleasing to the ears. Unlike the sound of ferrets dying, which is, I think, what we're about to hear here. There's one. And it looks like they're getting a little bit shelled. Farms have gone fallow for a little bit now. At least started to. QQ a little bit behind on that regard. Goes ahead, sells off one of the ferrets, sells one of the squirrels. Yeah, those are squirrels, because those were all lined up here. And opts for the artillery cannon. Looks like he decides against it. Waiting for his opponent to leave. And there he goes, sets it right up almost immediately after. Trying to optimally place himself in an advantageous position. Goes ahead and expands to this third double high ground mill. This guy, I think, saw the arty cannon. Let's see if he did. No, he didn't. He did not see the artillery cannon coming up. Oh, that cam trap, very well placed. Completely cuts off that choke point. And would have given a great use to the, what's it called? The scouting ability, the true sight. And the artillery cannon comes up. And now, all of this guy's forces are in an incessant artillery barrage. But the artillery cannon immediately goes down. And I think this is just going to be GG's right here for QQ. Critical damage. And that is it for QQ. We are seeing a lot of defender losses here. And as you can tell, 3-1. ThisGuy versus QQ. There we go. Switch this out. Do this. Wrong. Some beautiful matches from everyone involved. That being said, as I mentioned earlier, I would like to take a brief break, ingest some food, take a drink, give my voice box a moment of reprieve, and in the meantime, go ahead, have fun, discuss amongst yourselves who you think is going to continue on being not an exhaustion. And go ahead and put up this transition, and I'll be back in, say, 5 minutes around about, maybe more, maybe a minute through Laura Mess, more or less. Beautiful English there, Boomer549. Who is next? See here, that was ThisGuy versus QQ. We have up next Horus versus Wyld, and then as the finale, Jet Erickson versus Premium Bow. Anyways, I will be right back. again, Mochatinio. Sure. And hello, Horus. Nice to see you on the stream. Came in just in time for Horus versus Wyldkin. And thank you, Delthius, for the welcome back. Right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we still have Horus the Holy from the Owl Tribe versus Wyldkin from the Wolf Army. So, let us do fancy transition. Totally expensive. It's like $10 million for that transition. High quality budget. Disney, you know, stuff like that. No, just me. I'm tired. Alright. So, let us see. Wyld versus Horus the Holy. See if I got them right. Well, other than the fact that this is backwards once again. See here. Wyld is green, Horus is red. Red, green. So the army's here, once again, backwards and flipped around. Wyldkin is the defender, not the attacker. Horus is the attacker. How does it... Actually, yes, how does it feel to watch a cast Del? Other than a little bit saddening to see, as I clearly make a lot of errors, and I'm not used to this. You have... I don't know how long for experience, but I imagine it's a lot. A good bit, I just lurk. Ah, gotcha. And... yep, going to switch over to lizards. Got 8 farm warrants. These two players being fairly... they have some experience in their belts. They did, if I remember correctly, they both got medals in the 2020.2 Tooth and Tail Championship. If I'm thinking correctly. Oh, thanks, Delthius. It means a lot. Horus, in the meantime, going to go ahead and do a 2 warrant expansion. Wyldkin here, looking like he's kind of doing the same thing. Horus, in the meantime, he's going to build up a massive... well, he decides to change his mind. Opts for 2 lizards, 2 squirrel warrants. Wyldkin going for 3 warrants, farming up already. Looks like he's a little bit ahead on the farmer. Ooh. If he gets his commander now, that would actually be a decent opportunity for a push. Looks like Horus is just going to fall back into his army though. Which arrives momentarily as dancing lizards. Because everyone likes seeing the lizard run animation. As they just bounce. See here, in the meantime, now Wyldkin taking up into cams. It should start construction once he gets enough food. There he goes. Oh. Sells the war only to immediately rebuild it. Meantime, though, a little bit of a quiet moment. Horus just a little bit ahead on army and food. Not by a lot, though. That being said, the cams are just now coming up. And see here, map-wise, looks like a bit in Horus's favor, just simply because he has 1 more mill to access. However, at the same time, Ken can just sneak up on this northern end here, and he has a mill with double high ground and some building space. See here, a little bit of an engagement though against Horus. Cam's whacking away at the lizards easily. and this expansion is going down. And looks like that owl is just gonna have to wait. Having already gotten a massive amount of food here. And ooh, that's a lot of lizards against cams. It's not exactly the most optimal strategy. As lizard wardens start very quickly coming up. Ken looking around, seeing if there's anything cheeky going on. There isn't. Not anymore. And it looks like... Ooh, what's Horus prepping for? Oh, he's going full lizard. Not entirely certain if that will be in his best of interest, considering his opponent is just investing heavier and heavier into cams, and even has a couple of falcons coming up. In the meantime, Wyldkin is also going to expand to his third base here. Both sides being currently equal in food, though Horus took a massive dip from that mill's destruction. And let's look into what's going on in this fight here. Ooh, all these lizards are going down. And that is the last of the lizard army, as Wyldkin gets free reign over his opponent's forces. Cam's whacking away at his opponent's army, and mills and food and everything in between. This expansion once again going down. And Horus now at an even worse disadvantage. And Wyldkin's just gonna go in for the kill. Cams are deadly. Wyldkin taking a massive, strong start, by the way. Strong start. I don't know why I kept on saying massive. There we go. We have more replays, though, coming in from the two. We have Wyldkin versus Horus, Game 2. And at the bottom right, we have Wyldkin. And in the far left, we have Horus the Holy. See here, I didn't even mention their decks last game. Wyldkin going with the same one that he had, though. With Squizzard, Falcon, Cam, Wolf, and Artillery. Horus going for Lizard, Ferret, Snake, Owl, Wire, and Balloon. Very defendable position for Horus. Not as much for Daffy, though. Wow, Daffy? Daffy's not even playing in this match. That's embarrassing. Yeah, once again, I would like to point out that the scorecards are a bit flipped. Horus is attacking Wyldkin, and the units are different because this is designed to have the attackers be sitting in the replays and owning the replays, not so much for the defenders. Or at least the attackers being on the left whenever they come in. So attackers, be sure to create the lobbies. You're attacking, you get to set the battlefield, I guess. See here, both sides, though, going a single or double war into expansions. Otherwise, though, just mainly respecting each other. Horus here, in the meantime, definitely has a lot of things that you can do here. You can set a balloon in this double high ground, and it really cannot be contested up until, well, it starts going off. It looks like the stream might have had a little bit of a hiccup there. It might have just been on my end. And a little bit of scouting going on here. Otherwise, ooh. Am I going to see some attempt at an early aggression? Or is he just rallying around? I think he's just rallying around. Horus goes ahead and investigates his opponent's mill and very quickly finds it defended. I'm going to build a couple of units up here on this high ground. Personally would just like to see it back here, but that's just me. I like to reserve a couple high ground for things like tier 2s or 3s. And Ken, in the meantime, goes ahead and starts building up an artillery. And he's going to rush in here, Horus. Will rush in, take 2 farms, but it does come at a cost of his entire army. And his army is going to come back up in time now. Ready to respond. That artillery cannon is unfortunately going to come up. I personally would have liked to see Horus try and expand a little bit more and just go, alright, you're going to build that artillery cannon, I'm going to build a couple of farms. And eventually I'll have enough eco that my army can beat your artillery cannon defense. And now it starts shooting off. See here. And ooh, here we go. Horus responding to the artillery cannon with his own. Valid choice. Meantime, he's going to check up here, see if there's anything that he can really do with that information. He is managing to stay. They're both managing to stay about the same distance in terms of army value. And income, a little bit higher for Horus overall. But you can see here, looks like Horus is just trying to bait his opponent's army into coming out with all the lizards. But the ferrets are up, and Horus is carrying a lot of food as he does this. Wyld now starting to see a little bit of an issue here, a little bit of a flaw in his plan. Keep in mind though that he is trying to get a wolf up in this whole ordeal. Artillery starts going off. And then the cams, they start rushing in. They get one of the ferrets, but the cams do die. Horus, he's going to build more lizards. Come on, build the tier 3. Build the tier 3. He is not building the tier 3. I am sad. Ooh, Cam gets hit by one of the artillery shells. As Horus is forced to play this little artillery dance. Wing Demon, though, coming in, just going to stifle that right out the gate. Horus building up some more of his army's forces. Wolf still coming in. It was getting supply blocked there for the longest time. Artillery starts firing away. Falcons, though, providing sight range for the artillery and denying his opponent. And now the lizard ball comes in, rushes the exposed falcons, and they all start coming down on that artillery cannon. And oh boy, here comes the wolf buffed cams, a literal bane to anything and everything that would exist. They effectively become tier 3s of their own at the cost of 1. And I think this is just going to be GG's right here. Because what is worse than a counter? Oh wait, hang on. I'm still pretty sure this is fatal damage. But, as I like to say, sometimes it's just about sending that little last message. Oh, a focus fire. Ooh, Horus now starving. Looks like he's wanting to get a little bit of an artillery hit here. Ooh, leaves his army behind though. He's not rallying. Now he has to rebuild this mill. He has to rebuild a mill before it reaches 30 seconds. And in the meantime, his units are building though, which is in turn blocking the mill. He has to purchase the one that's next to him. And I think now Horus is at the point of no return. He's just going to try and desperately flank his army. Opponent's army here, but he cannot get that tier 2. And now Horus is just going to starve out. Oh, one last ferret here. Doing one last little bit of shelling. As Horus is finished off 4 seconds before he starves out. Wolf buffed cams are a tier 3 of their own. You know what's even worse is that there can be 6 of them. And they just wail into your army, completely take over the front line, and then take over everything else that you own, because they are cams, and they are strong when wolf buffed. I love you, Buster. Hey, Buster. Moving on now, we're going to go into game 3 with Wyld versus Horus. We have on the bottom of the map Wyld, and on the very top Horus the Holy. And should Wyld win again, he will have successfully defended for the Wolf army. Honestly, I should have figured Wyld would be KSR now I'm thinking about it, because Wolf is also KSR. And while we're at it, Owl is also common folk. Ha 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 ha. Funny, funny, funny. Wolf buff snakes are better. Maybe you can micro them, yeah. And wolf buff snakes can absolutely be terrifying when in the right hands. Wyld here, though, falling a little bit behind in terms of timing on the 8 farm. In the early game, it barely matters. Both sides kind of scouting out the map here, seeing what options they have available to them. Really, for both of them, the best bet would be to take these very close by mills. One will contest the other, so I think it becomes a matter of who can defend and hold that expansion first. Horus building straight into tier 2, wasting no time in that regard. Wyld going to a somewhat more natural status. And Horus, ooh, building this very sneaky ninja mill, as Wyld simply builds the one up front. Wyld will be able to get at least one pick though before any of the cams are done. And there goes 20 food for 60 and a minor eco loss. I say minor, more like moderate. In the meantime, Wyld going to use this to just kind of build an artillery cannon, which is a very bold choice to do with 6 units, especially if you know that your opponent has tier 2. Meantime though, Horus, he's just gonna farm up on this secret base. We shall see how well the secret base works out for him. Stream is out. Uh-oh. It's back now. I'm going to give this a moment to try and catch up. Alright, that was weird. Alright, let's continue this on here. That was awkward. Oh, Wyld though does see that this secret expansion is up. And he has this artillery cannon here. Going to try and queue up ahead in terms of farming. And here, number of tier 1 now coming up from Horus. Meantime though, ooh, there goes the cabin. But this little secret expansion here not exactly going to survive all too well. Oh, wait. Ooh, that's 100. 120 for 60. Ooh, going to try and get his opponents. Ooh, he manages to get the cam with the true sight mechanic. Beautiful. That is 120 for 120. That being said, Horus did gain a slight advantage in that since it was a warren that he destroyed with that 120. I do apologize for stream crashing. It might have been something with the Wi-Fi there. Ah, yeah. Kilobits per second is dropped. Really need to get a second screen. Ooh, Horus, in the meantime, look, that's trying to do this little sneaky lizard push on the side here, but he got caught out, middle of it. And in the meantime, it's building a couple of owls. I like it. I like it. Double owl. In the meantime, though, Wyld, a few cams assigned to his name. Looks like he'll be doing the same thing. Both sides are literally doing the same thing to each other. The cams start whacking away at this second secret base. And it goes down. And now we are at the 5-minute mark. Farms have started going fallow. The cams go away into hiding. Wyld thinks about chasing. I think he ultimately decides against it. Meantime, though, Wyld going to send his cams out to destroy this other secret base. He knows that his opponent will not be able to respond to it in time, but his opponent has 2 owls building, neither of which have been scouted because he has been waiting and sitting here playing the defensive with 2 artillery cannons. Looks like in the meantime, Wyld is going to go ahead and claim this campfire, gain basically control over almost the entire map. Horus continues investing into owls. His opponent has not scouted his main base in a long time, and he probably knows that something is up at this point. It's just a matter of what. But he has built falcons. The owl's bane. As artillery shells rain down. Horus reclaims the side expansion here. We have a number of mice at the ready. I think his opponent has finally seen a number of owl warrens. Sees that at least 2 of them have been built. Doesn't know where the 3rd one is. He's going to continue expanding into falcons. And Horus is starving. He has to make his play now. In the meantime, though, Wyld, you have your falcons ahead of your army. They're going to get shredded by the lizards. Ooh, they grab that mill, or that farm. These mice, though, shredding through everything. Doesn't get much, but it's 0 food for 60 at least. Potentially more. Horus does take himself out of starving in the time being. And now he has 9 lizards and 4 owls to his name. And it looks like Wyld ready to do another sneak attack on this mill. But here comes all of the mice. And the army is distracted. And he is forced to retreat. That mill barely surviving. And here comes all of the buffed units. Mice coming in. It looks like they destroyed what little tier 1 he had. Not really getting much in anything else though. And then maybe a tier 2. Ooh, speedy cams though. Oh, did that cam die? I think the cam survived for now. Horus really backed into a corner now. That mill just barely surviving. Wyld is going to go ahead and take the other corner mill, denying it. And it looks like all the mice once again going for yet another strike, but they are shredded by all these falcons. And the ground forces. Ooh. Horus trying to play some very cheeky shenanigans here. He's going to lead his army into what is effectively a trap. But his entire army just gets shredded away. 1, 2, 3, 4. All owls down. Nothing left to Horus's name. As his opponent's army just cleans up little he has left. And thus... Uh-oh. Okay, well, that was... Why did... Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's like that. Yeah. Hate it when that happens. Is it just black screen for you guys? It should not be a black screen. Come on. There it goes. I do apologize for that. I did not realize that the stream died. I need to make a mental note to invest in another freaking monitor. So I can actually watch things like the stream and the OBS program and all that fun stuff. I just haven't gotten one yet because I haven't really had too much spending money. Anyways, end result. Wyld can manage to overcome the massive amount of owls and very few lizards with a falcon ball that is wolf buffed with cams on the side, and it just kind of stampeded through Horus's army. Went through his base and everything, and destroyed him in the end. I would love to be louder, but noise complaints are a thing. Yay, apartment living. I'm going to, in the meantime, fix this. Because for our final match of the night, in this almost 2.5-hour stream, we have Jet Erickson versus Premium Bow. See here. Take a wild guess, see what colors there are. It really do be like that. You know. Alright, set points. And you know, I just wish Premium Bow. I wonder who'll win. I don't know. Premium Bow, do you want to take a bet? Who's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? I'm personally voting for Kerpa. I think Kerpa wins this one. Alright, Poke's placing his bets on Jet. And the question is, can you guess what color Jet's going to be? There you go. There's some things in the background of the stream. Kerpa's a good player and he gets lucky a lot. Alright, well, let us see Jet Erickson versus Premium Bow. See if I got the colors right. Backflip, huh? And we have Jet Erickson as Bellified. Honestly, I should have seen that coming. And Premium Bow as Archimedes. And on the top, Jet, bottom, Premium Bow, and a Mole Rush coming in here in just a second. Nope. That's counter Mole Rush with moles. It's perfect. Flawless plan, really. And this oddly convenient cabin here. I see Jet Erickson is playing around a little bit. Places a mole right on top of him in the most literal sense. Both sides ending up just with 8 farms. Nice little quiet moment. Jet Erickson looking around for sneaky places to put things. And Premium Bow, meantime, going to build a squirrel mole in the back here. As Jet goes just full on squirrel with his food. And he decides to go ahead and build an expansion. Yeah, building out the further one away from his base, but still in his territory. Meantime, though, Premium going to sell off his moles to build cams and a few more squirrels. Having a bit of a tech advantage as Jet builds into his 3rd expand already. Premium Bow's going to see this. Going to die, scouting his opponent. Well, expecting him to have a little bit of food stored away somewhere. And he is going to rally up his units together. Looks like he's going to go ahead and take care of this cabin here. It's in a very convenient spot. Take it over as his own. Jet, in the meantime, scouting around this back corner here, finding very little in his favor, which seems to be kind of just how this map is. He's got less mills. I suppose this one can be contested to some degree, since it is on low ground, but he cannot contest this one, and this one, a little bit of an inconvenience for Premium Bow should he try to expand there. Just simply for distance from his main spot. Speaking of, Kerpa's probably hidden somewhere on this map. We can't seem to find him right now. Which is weird because I have God View. I can see everything, and yet I can't find Kerpa. And my thing has been off this entire time. Whoops. Wow, ain't that awkward. I even remember to... I did. Hey, look at me. In the meantime, ooh, Premium. Looking like he was going to go for the, what's it called? The expansion. Instead, opts for 1,000,000 moles. because everyone likes a ton of moles. And he's going to go for a massive tier 1 push alongside with a couple of camps. Jet, though, is starting to build up some toads, though. So we're going to kind of see how this plays out. And Premium Bow starts picking away at the expansion, looking at it with the squirrels. And here comes the entirety of his army. Their camps. Ooh, this is going to be a lot of fun fight here. Camps start whacking away. Moles easily destroying this expansion, easily taking away some of his food. And the last few squirrels start firing away, blasting away. They take out the Warren, and it looks like Jet is just kind of standing there in awe. And I think this push is going to have to come at a close, though. I do not think Premium's army can sustain much more losses here without risking counterattack. Farms are starting to go fallow, and Premium, he is a bit short on food, and his forces are starting to show that. And he is forced to retreat, having done a fair bit of damage. Goes ahead and takes the expand. Campfire still going. Why is this glare? Okay. That was weird. Alright, that's just a glare spot. I guess if I wanted to blind my entire audience at will, I can do that. Because that is a very bright campfire. Iron Premium finally going ahead and expanding. Jet, though, a few more of his farms starting to go out. And he has sold a number of his toads, I presume for more squirrels from the looks of it. But I think he just ended up selling them so that he could try and get this expansion up and going while maintaining his army. Jet lives. Jet lives. And Premium is kind of in a sticky situation, because now Jet's gonna start having the, I guess, option. Meantime, there's some very, very sneaky rallying going on this side of the map. And Jet, completely unaware, doesn't even know that his opponent is in those back lines. And now, Premium Bow, he's gonna start whacking away. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just like that, camps are gone. And ooh boy, this is very dangerous. And there goes the camps. But it was advantageous for Premium Bow. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, he forced his opponent to sell a Warren for farms. Definitely a better trade on his behalf, as Premium prepares for a base race along with his opponent. 15 squirrels, and this campfire going to go away. I think Premium, he's starting to see what's going on here, as he leads his toads into the fray, destroying the entirety of the squirrels in this process. And now the base race begins. As these lizards here are gonna have to start running around. And try and chip away at his opponent as much as he can. But without even numbers, lizards do fall to squirrels. Jet, though, he is running out of units. 3 barbed wire and 3 squirrels that can be replenished versus Premium's current army, which still has units, surprisingly enough. And with the fact that the camps are still up and running, they are just chipping away at the last of Jet's forces. And Jet just going to surrender. You can see just in that army graph, wow, both sides managing to remain fairly even up until about the 5-minute mark and up until the very end, where Premium Bow just kept his food supply barely up and running. We are going to continue on into round 2 though. And on the far right we have Jet Erickson, and on the far left we have Premium Bow. The Intermediate first champ season now underestimated again, and Gent tournament broken. Thank you for the wonderful commentary, Mokatino. Actually, thank you. Yes, I do like looking at the chat and seeing having at least a little bit of activity. It's a nice change. In the meantime, though, let's see here. I say, in this instance, the advantage actually goes to Jet here in terms of map. He has an easier second expansion and high ground, as well as a nice little moat that protects these two here. And then he has this third one that can be hidden behind a couple of cabins as needed. And then there is this cluster of bases, which is very interesting to see. I mean, I'm going pretty quick to call that. Mocha, I hope so. And one of these days I should look at getting a Twitch chat interlay so I can have it to the side here. Make it look a little bit nicer so that you can see just how much delay there is. And also so that way I can see how much delay there is. That's Kerpa will win in the end anyways. Kerpa always wins. Meantime though, Premium going to go ahead and put this expansion here. Slap it down. Meantime though, Jet, building up a good deal of army here. Definitely a deadly early game. Premium though, in the meantime, just going to eco up, knowing that his opponent is going to have a little bit of trouble trying to traverse through to get to his base. Have a nice quiet moment here. My voice thanks me for it. And now, I'm going to set up a couple more as Jet goes really hard into the greed. As Warren is completed, actually even selling off his toes on looking at it. And Premium, I think he's going to take advantage of this. It looked like he was going to attack, and ultimately not. And opts for cams. Jet building up a couple moles here in the sidelines. Grab a drink. Jet builds a little bit of barbed wire on this cabin. Kind of interesting if you ask me. Haven't quite seen that before. I'm going to build a little bit more barbed wire around this little almost corner that he has, just to prevent any pushes in this direction, and also gives him early advanced warning. That's what I'm looking for. In the meantime, Premium going to build up even more cams. I don't think he saw the second set coming in though. Actually, Jet doesn't even know that there are cams coming in. At least not yet. One of them's out. Two of them are out though. Still has no idea as Jet opts to just fully saturate this mill. No. Ooh, see that owl? Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it whenever a tier 3 comes out. Meantime, though, I'm gonna check out his opponent once more, see a number of defenses. He's gonna see this owl coming in, though. He definitely knows he has his timer. I suspect he's going to build at least a couple of falcons. Or a wolf. I suppose with his army, he alone can already deal with the owl rather decently. Though I would like to see... Ooh. Beautiful. Pardon. See here, I'd like to see Premium Post spend his food a bit more, though. He's gonna see that his opponent does not have that expansion up. And, ooh, Jet going in for 2 owls. And Premium starts slapping down Falcon War. It's like they're going out of style. And by that, I mean he's going to slap down 6. In the meantime, going to opt. Go ahead and try and stay on a little bit ahead in farms. And regain some of that eco lead that he has lost. Army value, you can see they're about the same right now. Jet being a little bit ahead. Income, once again, about the same, with Jet being a little bit ahead. Though, because he did build them earlier, he is going to fallow out sooner. And he does not have that easy of an option for an expansion. Meantime, though, he's going to slap away his food, start slapping it down. Premium, he's going to see what's up, though. Meantime, Jet, I think he's going to start claiming these back mills here. Have his basically an emergency lifeline should things not go as planned. And here comes Wolf, buffing that last Falcon to come out. And now, here comes opponent's forces, all of the mice. And here we go. Major engagement. Ooh, Falcon's starting to get shredded away, but the Wolf buff managing to make them return the favor. Mice going down bit by bit. And trying to engage while they're all over the water. 1 Falcon goes down, 2 Falcons go down. We have, ooh, owls might start coming down as well. And these squirrels staying alive. And Premium Bow has been forced back and away from his opponent, as he is allowed free reign. The owls easily just getting in 0 cost units damage. And there goes that 3rd expansion. Both sides now a bit equal in food, as Premium Bow uses his wolf to help buff his warrens coming out faster, along with his farms. He sold a few moles there to get his army back up a little bit. Premium Bow, in the meantime, going to focus on trying to build up some more squirrels, as Jet Erickson, with a full army of squirrels and toads and the owls, is preparing to push once again. And trying to keep the fight into the warrens. Mice are a bit more difficult to target directly. The ground force is shredded away, and the mice destroy the last of Premium's ground forces, leaving the squirrels to have free reign over his destroying his opponent's air defenses. And now these mice just slowly shredding away. 3 damage a pop. Now Premium definitely in a very troubling situation here, and he's just going to opt to surrender, giving a win to Jet. And you can just see in the armor graph here, both sides spike a little bit, and then Premium Bow just keeps on eating losses, and he was just never allowed to fully recover. Owl is very powerful, if used properly. Which I guess comes to the question of, is it hard to misuse Owl? I guess not really. If you charge in without noticing your owls are going in headstrong, you're going to lose them. Match lasting about 8.5 minutes. We are now moving on to game 3. And in the right side we have Jet, and in the bottom leftish area we have Premium Bow. Looks like Jet going for a bit more of a melee-centric deck. Trying to keep... It's a very interesting deck. He has no anti-air power, which luckily for Premium Bow he did not, or luckily for Jet I should say, he did not bring any. Now it looks like Jet is going to go for the distance mole. And see what his opponent's up to. There's the mole. His opponent's very quickly going to find out what's going on. Sell a farm. Build his old mole on the other side. And, you know, just do that awkward little dance. Jet, in the meantime, going to go ahead, build up double squirrel. Never doubt Kerpa. I saw that for a little bit there, but I just was not paying attention. Jet is going to try for this double squirrel push, but it is not going to work out in time. Ooh, there it is. 3 squirrels and just at least a couple of moles in his favor. Premium Bow is going to scout this. He's not going to have much of a response though, other than his own units. And they start trying to chip away at the pig. I don't think he's going to get it though. Oh, he does. But the thing is that Jet now does not have his own defending units. Which means that now Premium Bow is going to be able to come in. He's going to be able to start throwing in a counter attack of his own, really. Ooh, and get that mill from the high ground. Or not mill, Warren. Warren goes down. And he starts pushing in. And getting rid of the moles as quickly as he can. It's one Warren. It's another Warren down. So now all he has are moles. Which can't be kited. Moles definitely going to be of some issue. However, with Premium having some moles of his own, they're going to start chipping away, and Jet Erickson sees what's happening, and he is just going to tap out. Oof. Another win for Premium Bow, and he will have successfully defended against Jet Erickson. And if not, well, you know, it happens. Anyways, moving on to, let's see, that was game 3, so this will be game 4. We have center left, we have Jet Erickson, and center right, we have Premium Bow, with a very short rush distance between the two. Or would be short if there wasn't all this stuff blocking in the middle of the way, like this water and this hard obstacles. Interesting. Anyways, starting off though, Jet Erickson going with his same ideals as last time, and Premium Bow looking like he's going to just try and return the favor of this whole war rush shenanigans. Jet Erickson just going to respond by selling off the farms, building some squirrels, check his opponent, go ahead and get his farms back up and running. Premium Bow in the meantime going to build up the squirrel warren, and the farm will be just blocking the supplies for a moment. Otherwise, a standard opening from the two. This very short rush distance map. Map-wise though, Jet has a very interesting spot here that if he did not have the layout that he did, could probably take serious advantage of. Because that would easily give almost complete sightline to this other base here. to Premium Bow's main base, or at the very least off to the side of it, where he could take a look and see what his opponent's up to. Meantime, ugh. Make it look like he was going to just build a tier 1, when in reality he built a tier 2. Jet, however, saw neither of those things, so he doesn't even suspect what's going on. Meantime, Jet's going to go ahead and expand now that he has 9 scrolls to his name. It looks like he's going to try and get the secret mill here too. Meantime, Premium moving a couple of his warrants up a little bit. Waiting for his cams to finish building. Jet sees the tier 2. He knows that it's there. Doesn't know how long it's been there. He just knows that it's there. It looks like his natural response is going to be to just move things around. And oh, he knew about the secret mill, and now it's going to start chipping away at Jet's base. He's going to go over there and investigate. He's going to see what it is going on here. Building a mine to keep sight of it. And that mill is gone. No secret mills, Jet. That is what Premium Bow has to say to you in that regard. No secrets. Ooh, Jet actually carrying a little bit of a barrier here, using his true sight, preventing them any attempts at a camp pushing into, at least easily. Meantime, though, he's going to go ahead and start building that wow, and so as well support his army with the moles here. Meantime, Premium Bow looking like he's going to try and opt for something with his ferrets here. And I think that wire is going to give away what's going on. He definitely sees the tier 3 coming in. And I didn't even realize that this was a pocket mill. Very easy to defend. Meantime, though, Premium Bow looking for that timing push. And able to bombard the, what's it called? The mill from up on this high ground. Making it very difficult for Jet to contest. Best he can do is just force his units to dance around. Oh, one mole goes down. And it looks like Jet, in the meantime, trying to see about whether or not he wants to do something about this. His owl is very close to completion. But now is not the time for engagement. And Jet is forced to take this. He's going to have to eat this loss, but he does have an owl already. And except the owl has no supporting army, which is going to become a major issue here and right about now. The Warrens start tanking for the units, but the ferrets are just clearing them away in a very rhythmic fashion. And I'm loving it. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Oh, it's over. And Premium Bow forces run back, trying to run away from these melee units as best he can. And this owl, once again, actually managed to kind of save it for Jet, but for how long? Premium Bow is kind of forced back at the moment. He is forced to sell away the ferrets, knowing what was coming in. Meantime, though, where's that campfire hiding? Oh, there it is. I guess he just slapped those down? Just when there was a campfire somewhere. The fact that this owl is honestly carrying Jet into this little victory here Having said, Premium Bow right now is starving. Ooh! That was a bad engage though that he took. And it looks like Premium is going to just try and end it right here and right now, knowing that he is running out of food. He is very desperate to try and just go ahead and get this out of the way now. Focusing fire on the mill. He knows that he cannot deal with the owl as much as he would love to. And so he just rushes straight in. And during his starvation, wins the game. That is a 3-1 for a Premium Bow 426. And all in all, that is finally everything we have for today. As the stream tries to cut out on me. Don't you do it, OBS. Thank you. Very, very impressive games, though. I was personally in love with it. Just to update this one last thing before we sign off for the night. This kind of can give an idea and a final refresher of what has happened. Here, let's first go ahead and do this. It is late. Oh. My brain does not like it. With almost 3 hours of the stream. I said I'm tired. I am. It is 11:21 for me. And the stream started at 8:30. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired. Beautiful, beautiful games though. Beautiful games. I loved it. And it sounds like everyone here loved it as well. So, and start resetting everything. Because that is about the end, actually, of week 1. I'm just going to pop this up here with new food values. At least if I'm calculating them correctly, that's divided by 2. And defensive wins and losses. Everyone's starting to say goodnight to each other. Anyways, that should be about the last of week 1. I am double checking everything here. Grab this. Open this up. Oh yes, that's right. We have a couple of Mishi games on standby for Aralu attacking Mishi and Mishi attacking Melvin. As Mishi is currently out of town but should be back by this weekend. So those 2 matches are what is left. My fingers again. Giving everyone a little bit of a reminder here for week 2, moles and let me double check the Discord here. Unit bands. We have, let's see here. Bands are moles and barbed wire for week 2. In the meantime, good night. It is fun casting these games. and I'll catch you next time.